Silence, all stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh, give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Yes, thanks.
Admission of lawyers. Rachel Abush-Rush.
May it please the court, I move that Rachel Abishrush be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rachel Abakrush be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Andrea Laura Alford.
May it please the court, I move that Andrea Laura Alford be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Andrea Laura Alford be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nathan Troy Allen.
May it please the court, I move that Nathan Troy Allen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nathan Troy Allen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Theophania Anagnostakis.
May it please the court, I move that Theophania Anagnostakis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Theophania Agonistakis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabella Rosa Bawaja.
May it please the court, I move that Isabella Rosa Bawaja be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Isabella Rosa Bawaja be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Esther Lee Chen.
May it please the court, I move that Esther Lee Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Esther Lee Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Stephen Brendan Serson.
May it please the court, I move that Stephen Brendan Serson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Stephen Brendan Serson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shelley Ann Joy Clough.
May it please the court, I move that my dear friend Shelley Ann Joy Clough be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shelley Ann Joy Clough be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sophia Louise Davies.
May it please the court, I move that Sophia Louise Davies be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sophia Louise Davies be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Craig Dengate.
May it please the court that I move that Craig Dengate be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Craig Dengate be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Helena Dung.
May it please the court, I move that Helena Duong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Helena Dong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hannah Louise Egri.
May it please the court, I move that my wife Hannah Louise Egri be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hannah Louise Egri be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sadia El Hassad.
May it please the court, I move that Sajia El Assad be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sajia El Assad be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kimberly Lane Freed.
May it please the court, I move that Kimberly Lane Freed be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kimberly Lane Freed be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia Margarita Gajardo.
May it please the court, I move that Georgia Margarita Garjardo be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Georgia Margarita Garjardo be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olympia Melita Gaylard.
May it please the court, I move that Olympia Melita Gaylard be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Olympia Melita Gaylard be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Harry Wei Lung Godba.
May it please the court, I move that Harry Wei Lung Godba be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Harry Wei Lung Godber be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alana Jane Halliday.
May it please the court, I move that Alana Jane Halliday be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Alana Jane Halliday be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Erin Jordan Hames.
May it please the court, I move that Erin Jordan Hames be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Erin Jordan Hames be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Raymond Jeffrey Harris.
May it please the court, I move that Raymond Jeffrey Harris be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Raymond Jeffrey Harris be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Laura McLeod Ismay.
May it please the court, I move that my partner, Laura McLeod Ismay, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Laura McLeod Ismay be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samantha Louise Jack.
May it please the court, I move that Samantha Louise Jack be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Samantha Louise Jack be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dinesh Jagannathan.
May it please the court, I move that Dinesh Jagannathan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dinesh Jagannathan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Meena Gion.
May it please the court, I move that Meena Gion be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Meena Gion be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
George Nickshay Joseph.
May it please the court, I move that George Nickshay Joseph be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let George Nickshay Joseph be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Stephen John Joyce.
May it please the court, I move that Stephen John Joyce be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Stephen John Joyce be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hayley Lynn Kaplan.
May it please the court, I move that Hayley Lynn Kaplan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hayley Lynn Kaplan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jennifer Catrib.
May it please the court, I move that Jennifer Catrib be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jennifer Catrib be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ben Levi Kaufman.
May it please the court, I move that Ben Levi Kaufman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ben Levi Kaufman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rishabh Khanna.
May it please the court, I move that Rishabh Khanna be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rishabh Khanna be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Blake Robin Lovely.
May it please the court, I move that Blake Robin Lovely be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Blake Robin Lovely be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rebecca Jane Lunny.
May it please the court, I move that Rebecca Jane Lunny be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rebecca Jane Lunny be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eloise Mack.
May it please the court, I move that Eloise Mack be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eloise Mack be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jeremy Antonio Manuel-Pillay.
May it please the court, I move that Jeremy Antonio Manuel-Pillay be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jeremy Antonio Manuel-Pillay be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lachlan Thomas Miller.
May it please the court, I move that my dear friend Lachlan Thomas Miller be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Lachlan Thomas Miller be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hassan Muhammad.
May it please the court, I move that Hassan Muhammad be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hassan Muhammad be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Carly Muller.
May it please the court, I move that Carly Muller be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Carly Muller be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Edna Yu-Chen Eun.
May it please the court, I move that Edna Yu-Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Edna Yu Chen Nung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Song Ha Duan Nguyen.
May it please the court, I move that Song Ha Duan Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Song Ha Duan Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anton Nguyen.
May it please the court, I move that Anton Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anton Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
John Pierre Obeid.
May it please the court, I move that my brother, John Pierre Obeid, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let John Pierre Obeid be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Charity Karubo Omu Oyo.
May it please the court, I move that Charity Karubo Omu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Charity Karubo Omu Oyo be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jamie Lee Parker.
May it please the court, I move that Jamie Lee Parker, my partner, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jamie Lee Parker be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Paul Kiet Lee Fu.
May it please the court, I move that Paul Kiet Lee Fu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Paul Kiet Lee Fu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Elizabeth Poet.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Elizabeth Poet be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Olivia Elizabeth Poet be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amos William Potter.
May it please the court, I move that Amos William Potter be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amos William Potter be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Isabella Jane Pritchard.
May it please the court, I move that Isabella Jane Pritchard be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Isabella Jane Pritchard be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sermon Sayan.
May it please the court, I move that Sherman Sayan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sermon Sayan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Edward Thomas Strapp.
May it please the court, I move that Edward Thomas Strapp be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Edward Thomas Strapp be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jade Marie Turner.
May it please the court, I move that Jade Marie Turner be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jade Marie Turner be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Rachel Trin.
May it please the court, I move that Emily Rachel Trin be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emily Rachel Trin be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Gretel Adelia Wathan.
May it please the court, I move that Gretel Adelia Wathan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Gretel Adelia Wathan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Michael Joseph Whiting.
May it please the court, I move that Michael Joseph Whiting be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Michael Joseph Whiting be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lisa Shah.
May it please the court, I move that Lisa Shah be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lisa Shah be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rachel Zeng.
May it please the court, I move that Rachel Zeng be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rachel Zeng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexander Yintao Zhu.
May it please the court, I move that Alexander Jingdao Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexander Yingtao Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for the newly admitted lawyers to take an oath or affirmation, and they should follow the directions of the assisting officer.
Thank you. Could rows 1 and 2 on my right please stand? Rachel Abushrush, Andrea Laura Alford, Nathan Troy Allen, Theophania and Anagostakis, Isabella Rosa Bawaja, Esther Lee Chen, Stephen Brendan Serson, Shelley Ann Joy Clough, Sophia Louise Davies, Craig Dengate, Helena Dung, Hannah Louise Egri, Sadia El Saad, Kimberly Lane Freed, Georgia Margarita Gajardo, Olympia Melita Gaylard. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could rows 3 and 4 to my right please stand up? Harry Waylung Godber, Alana Jane Halliday, Erin Jordan Hames, Raymond Jeffrey Harris, Laura McLeod Ismay, Samantha Louise Jack, Dinesh Jagannathan, Meena Gion, George Nickshay Joseph, Stephen John Joyce, Hayley Lynn Kaplan, Jennifer Katrib, Ben Levi Kaufman, Rishab Khanna, Blake Robin Lovely, Rebecca Jane Lunny, Eloise Mack, and Jeremy Antonio Manuel Pillay. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down. Could the row in front of me please stand up? Lachlan Thomas Miller, Hassan Muhammad, Carly Muller, Edna Yuchen Un, Song Harduen Nguyen, Anton Nguyen, Jean-Pierre Obeid, Charity Karubo Omo Oyo, Jamie Lee Parker, Paul Kiet Lee Fu. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please sit down. And could both rows to my left please stand up? Olivia Elizabeth Pote, Amos William Potter, Isabella Jane Pritchard, Sermon Sayan, Edward Thomas Strapp, Jade Marie Turner, Emily Rachel Trin, Gretel Adelia Wathan, Michael Joseph Whiting, Lisa Shah, Rachel Zeng, Alexander Zin Tao Zhu. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please sit down.
Now that the formal part of the proceedings are over, I warmly welcome you all to the Supreme Court of New South Wales. I am Justice McFarlane of the Court of Appeal. Present with me on the bench today is Justice Kirk to my immediate right. Justice Kirk is the Judge of the Court of Appeal. Justice Simpson is on my left. She is an acting Judge of the Court of Appeal. And on my far right is Justice Kuntz, who is a Judge of the Equity Division. Together we constitute the court that has, in exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted the new lawyers to practice. We've done this sitting on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years. The court pays its respects to the elders, past, present, and emerging, and extends these respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Islander people. To all the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. For many of you, the support of your family and friends has been invaluable. No doubt you have also been on the receiving end of they have also been on the receiving end of your finely polished, or at least developing, skills of argument and persuasion. I encourage you to take the time to thank them. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you lunch or dinner to celebrate the day. Good luck. We know how hard you've all worked to arrive here. Hopefully your memory of this ceremony will never really leave you, just as mine, almost 50 years ago, is still vivid in my mind. For most of you, your journey here has involved 3 extraordinarily difficult final years, affected by the challenges of the COVID pandemic. You've managed your legal studies with this additional adversity, unprecedented in our lifetimes. That makes your achievements all the more impressive. The resilience you have developed will stand you in good stead in the future. In being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an ancient and honourable profession, the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century. This court first admitted lawyers in 1824, and by 1830 the names of lawyers were entered into rolls in this state, as yours will be immediately after this ceremony. It is to acknowledge the weighty responsibilities you are assuming as lawyers that we observe today's unique formalities, including the moving of your admission by someone who is already a member of the profession, and the taking of an oath or making an affirmation in the presence of your family and peers. They are all witnesses to the promises and undertakings you've made today. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you in many different directions. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation you've just made is a serious one and deserves solemn regard. Whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law office, or a government department or agency, or in an entirely different field, you should be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice. And you must strive at all times to uphold these values. Admission as a member of the legal profession is a privilege and not a right. I referred earlier to tradition and formality, and you'll see from the portraits on the walls of this court that we're wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as were worn by our predecessors. Symbolically, that highlights the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales, although the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. As to continuity of the rule of law in a world in which there is much global uncertainty and insecurity, the rule of law is more important than ever, and not simply a phrase of some theoretical import. It is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. Notwithstanding the formality and tradition associated with the ceremony, not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. COVID-19 brought a rapid shift to increased use of virtual courtroom technology to ensure that access to justice continued during the pandemic. The court is proud of what was able to be achieved. As well, we salute people in professions, especially the medical, nursing and educational professions, who did so much for the community throughout the pandemic. Returning to the legal profession, the technological impetus brought about by the pandemic has also delivered greater workplace flexibility, which is especially important for lawyers with family responsibilities and in regional and remote communities, and has profound implications for how our legal system interacts with and may become accessible to many more people. Although the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and deal with each other. Thus, while the remote practice of the law may be possible, it's far from desirable. There are, of course, other changes that deserve attention in addition to those brought about by the pandemic. When we think of the diversity of the legal profession, we encounter the reality that we've come very far, but that much still needs to be done. For example, although women were originally not permitted to practice at all, since 2018, women have made up more than half of all solicitors holding a practicing certificate in New South Wales and currently make up 64% of solicitors under the age of 30. Some of the most senior positions in the law in Australia, including the current Chief Justices of the High Court and Victoria, Queensland and the ACT, are held by women, as well as the position of President of the Court of Appeal in this state. And there are many distinguished female lawyers in other positions, such as the Commonwealth and State Directors of Public Prosecutions and the Senior Public Defender in New South Wales. I note also that women hold the positions of both President and Senior Vice President in both of the state's professional bodies, the New South Wales Bar Association and the Law Society of New South Wales. There should also be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates and judges is important because it is integral to our legitimacy and to ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can and feel they can be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community. The admission ceremonies on which I have sat since becoming a judge 14 years ago, including this ceremony, highlight that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when I commenced practice near to 50 years ago. That is a very, very good thing, and leaders of the profession and the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity. That in turn builds trust in and respect for both the judiciary and the legal profession. You, the admitted lawyers, the newly admitted lawyers, enter the profession at a time when more than ever your words and actions are capable of influencing what occurs. You are being heard and taken seriously when you agitate to correct injustices, whether it be speaking out about unfair laws, systemic failings affecting our society's most vulnerable members, or about harassment or bullying. You are the future of the profession and will determine where it heads. The legal profession is one with opportunities, and I urge you to engage with your communities outside the law. Your training as a lawyer in systematic thought, the importance of matters of principle, and fundamental fairness, including due process and natural justice, equip you very well for service beyond day-to-day practice. You'll also derive great satisfaction from such engagement. As a lawyer, you'll often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You must use the tools you've developed to think critically and not to compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and the administration of justice. One mistake you must not make is to give your clients the advice you think they want to hear. That will not be good ethical advice. Justice Gageler, before he was a High Court judge, once said, "You must be prepared to give the same answer to the same questions for the same reasons, no matter who asks the question or for what purpose or in what context the asking may occur." As a lawyer, you'll be an advisor, a problem solver, a mediator, and an advocate. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you're not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but the law as it applies to people's lives. An individual in need of your services as a lawyer is in most cases an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis, affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being, or health or financial position. For these reasons, you must always strive to deliver legal services sensitively, competently, and fearlessly, but always with courtesy and integrity. In this context, I must emphasise the importance of civility. Aspects of the law, especially if you're involved in the litigation side of practice, are confrontational. The practice of the law can be stressful and demanding enough without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load. It's essential that you maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour, remembering at all times that you are members of a profession and not a business. And I ask you to remember that the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often, more is less. In fact, some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use a reminder of that from time to time. For a non-lawyer, law is often incomprehensible. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others, particularly the vulnerable, often by deciphering legal complexities or poor legal drafting. Strive to be clear and concise at all times in both your writing and your speaking. At various points in your career, you'll make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. We all make mistakes, especially when we're starting something new. Needless to say, at least try not to make the same mistake twice, but do more than that. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from your errors. In the practice of law, your physical and mental health are both extremely important. There will probably be times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out, or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. You must work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do as well. If you do get overwhelmed, as we all have from time to time, try to take a step back to recapture some perspective or suggest gently to your colleagues that they do so. Also, remember that the law is a collegiate profession, and in times of difficulty, the support and friendship of your peers will prove invaluable. You should also not be afraid to seek professional help if necessary. Now, let me invite two young lawyers as representatives of the New South Wales Bar Association and Law Society, who were in your shoes not so long ago, to welcome the new lawyers to the profession. Ms. Hall, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Winsome Hall, and I've been practicing as a barrister for 2 months, predominantly in commercial law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I would like to welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and most importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds, and you're welcome either straight away or after some time as a solicitor to apply to come to the bar. It is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case a barrister, and I'm very proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job and that it allows me to give expert advice to and represent people in court and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you're interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website on the steps to take. Each year there is a Career at the Bar Open Day, and the next one will be in October. To become a barrister, you must pass the bar exams and satisfactorily complete the bar practice course and reading requirements in your first year at the bar. In terms of the support available, in your first year of practice, you'll be a reader like me. You'll have 2 tutors who are barristers of at least 7 years seniority, who meet with you weekly, review your work, and teach you practical skills, whether by appearing with them in court or otherwise. The bar is also renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers, so you will not be isolated or alone. The New South Wales Bar Association is the professional body that supports barristers, and it has several committees, including, for example, a new barristers committee, which organises social and educational functions for 0 to 5 year barristers like me, a wellbeing committee, which runs seminars on health and wellbeing, promoting balance between work and other parts of your life, and a diversity and equality committee that promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preference. Whether as a lawyer or barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist the community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. May it please the court.
Thank you, Ms Hall. Ms Rafter, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Alana Rafter, and not so long ago, I was standing where you are today. And what a day it is. You are being admitted to the Supreme Court roll, the final step after what has been a long and arduous journey. It is no small feat. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved thus far. When I embarked upon my career as a lawyer, some 5 years ago, I wasn't sure about what to expect. It was at times overwhelming, and it certainly wasn't always easy. But as I stand here today, after 4 years as an associate at this court, and now as an associate at Australian Business Lawyers and Advisors, I can tell you that I've learned a lesson or two. One of the most critical things I have learned, even when taking a not so linear path in law, is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and one to which you now all belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is a home for that community. With its 30,000 members spread far and wide throughout the state, together we are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As early career lawyers, having a strong network of your peers is crucial. That is why I have been a member of the New South Wales Young Lawyers branch at the Law Society for the past 3 years. There, I have found inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed it most. I also had opportunity for advocacy and to participate in various committees. By joining the Law Society, and with that, New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to mentoring and professional support, which is so important in those early years, as well as access to volunteering, professional development, events, conferences, and the list goes on. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as newly minted solicitors, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So once again, congratulations to you all. Be sure to look us up or speak with your employer. We look forward to welcoming you into the Law Society community. May it please the court.
Thank you, Ms Rafter. In concluding, I'd just add this. The law is a wonderful profession, stimulating, challenging and satisfying. And as you've seen from the young lawyers who have addressed you today, it's populated by intelligent, committed and dynamic people. You should be proud to be a lawyer and of your achievements to date. The law is an important profession and you are now an important part of it. A legal career is one that you can take in many different, interesting and rewarding directions. I wish you the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead. On behalf of all the judges of the Supreme Court, I once again congratulate you on your admissions and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.
Congratulations, everyone. Once again, just a reminder.